Hey gang, welcome back to another video. Now after getting out to see a bunch of haunts this Halloween season, I was inspired to create a prop based on one of the effects we saw, but it would be reimagined to fit our classic cemetery theme. Plus it would also be a subtle nod to my love of coffee. So in this video, I'll be creating a ghostly steaming thermos prop for our disembodied groundskeeper. So let's get to it. I found a photo of a vintage thermos that had a pleasing profile, and so I opened it in my 3D modeling software, right-clicked on the canvas image, and selected Calibrate to scale it to the correct size, and then got to creating a rough profile shape using the Line tool. Once half of the profile was complete, I selected the shape and chose the Revolve tool to turn my line drawing into a 3D body. The next step was to soften all the edges to get them looking more like my reference image. So I selected the profile edges and the chamfer tool to round over each step of my 3D body until it looked like the photo. When I was happy with how it looked, I could switch my attention over to making the threading detail to help sell its authenticity. Now rather than using the Threads tool, I selected Coil and created a simple coil shape. Because my initial dimension was off by quite a bit, I right-clicked on the design history timeline for the sketch and adjusted it to the size of the middle section of the cap, with only half of the coil showing so that it looked more like screw-on threads. Next up was to hollow out the model. This can be done a few different ways, but for simplicity's sake, I drew a circle sketch and extruded it through the body to hollow it out. To make the 3D printing process easier, I added a chamfer to the interior space so that it would use less material and wouldn't require any supports. With that squared away, I added a small extrusion at the bottom that will allow this to nest inside a piece of ABS pipe and could move on to the final detail, which was a small interior shelf to hold a mini ultrasonic mister. I took measurements of the mister and used them to create the 3D body. I also added a small hole to allow for its wiring to pass through, and then joined it with the rest of my model, and then I could send it off to my printer. A little bit later, I had most of my parts gathered, including a piece of ABS pipe, the 3D printed top for my thermos, as well as a small cup that I made just to complete the look. This cup print had already been sanded and is ready for primer and paint, but the top part needs a bit of work. So with 150 grit sandpaper at the ready, I got to sanding. I'm not looking for a mirror finish on these parts, since my intention is to make them look like they've been sitting undisturbed in our cemetery for decades, but I do want to try and minimize the layer lines from the 3D printing process. And after a few minutes of sanding and a cup of coffee, I felt like I'd sufficiently sanded the piece and could get to applying a few coats of primer. While I waited for the primer to dry, I could shift my attention to the midsection of the prop. I really wanted a sort of 1960s to 1970s era appearance for this thermos, and I was able to find a sheet of plaid adhesive-backed vinyl that would do the trick. So I peeled back an edge and got to applying it to the pipe. A more thoughtful person would have wet down the surface of the pipe to help break the surface tension and minimize the bubbles in the vinyl decal. But thankfully, a tip of a razor blade is small enough to pop these bubbles, and I can squeeze out most of the air to get a reasonably smooth surface. It's definitely not perfect, but this prop should look like it's been out in the elements for 50 years, so rather than obsess over it, I'm going to lean into the imperfections and turn them into features. Something else I'll need to do for this midsection is to create a pass-through for the power cord. So I grabbed my rotary tool with a small sanding drum and added a notch to the midsection that was just big enough for the cord to fit through. Now before I get too much further into the build, I want to show you the core of this effect. This is a mini ultrasonic mister. It will be how the steam effect is produced to make it look like this ghostly thermos still has hot coffee in it after decades of being in the cemetery. This white part here is a wick,
which will sit inside of a PVC pipe filled with water hidden in the middle section, and will provide a constant source of water for the mister to create the steam effect. The black part is a plastic housing that holds the ultrasonic mister, which will nest into the opening in the 3D printed cap. I still need to create the PVC reservoir, and for that I have a 3/4 inch piece of pipe, and I 3D modeled a bottom cap with a receiver to hold it in position. These two pieces will be stuck together using silicone caulking, which should not only hold it in place, but also keep it watertight. So I ran a bead along the bottom lip of the pipe and set it into position before adding a bit more around the edge of the receiver just to be sure it holds water. I'll let this set up and then I can move on to assembly. The cap piece was painted with a silver spray paint to give it a metal look and allowed to dry before I could insert the mister into it, making sure to align the wiring with the small hole to prevent it from getting pinched. And then I can connect the small circuit board and eventually a USB cord, which will align with the notch I created in the pipe to allow the entire assembly to fit together. A quick test to make sure everything is working, and then it's time for weathering. I'm going pretty basic on this with an umber wash applied to the entire thermos and blotted away with a towel. Because it's such a windy day, the wash is drying quickly, which makes it easy to tell where I need to apply more to achieve the level of age I'm looking for. I'll repeat this step until I like how it looks, then once it's dry, I'll apply a satin clear coat to protect everything, and then I'll add in some water to the inside pipe, reassemble it, and then we can see it in action.
Now I know this may seem like a specialized prop, but you'd be surprised at the number of applications for this effect that could bring some much needed life to props and decorations that you may already have. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, but most importantly, go make something.